Alright guys, welcome back. Survival Living here. So I wanted to discuss these possible food shortages that we're seeing in the headlines and what you need to be doing to prepare your family. We're seeing headlines of the West Coast ports shutting down or working on 50%. And also we also seeing about the Panama Canal, the water level there, and the shipping to ship goods through is having to be dropped down to 40% to 50% of the load because the water levels are so low. Okay, so one of the first ones I want to discuss is this Panama Canal. All right. Now, according to news media, what's being reported is unprecedented. All right. A little bit of research on my own. This is actually something that happens historically. All right. Used to happen about every 5 years, and now it's happening about every 3 years. So it's not unprecedented. They know it's been going on, this drought levels and things like that. They could be making plans accordingly, knowing it's going to happen again every 3 years. So the way they spin things on the news media, just scare tactics and stuff like that. But it is an issue because I'm actually seeing in the articles that I'm reading that the shipping that they're allowing ships to go through the Panama Canal are loaded at 40% to 50% of their usual loads. So what that means is that the goods that are being transferred through and delivered is 40% of their usual or 50% of their usual. Now, I don't know what all goes on these cargo ships and things going across the Panama Canal. It could be food, it could be furniture. I don't know. Okay? I don't work there, nor do I know what the manifest of each ship is because it's not my business. I don't know what they're shipping. But if this is food, expect a 40% to 50% less in your local store. That's just that one aspect, the Panama Canal. And the next thing is the West Coast port labor issues. Yeah. So from what I'm understanding with all this, it is a union type of strike, a soft strike. They're at the port. They want better wages, better work conditions, things like that. That's reasonable. I have no problem with that. You know, working individuals want a little bit of a break sometime and better conditions and better pay. But the issue of this is that they're claiming up to 50% of the shipping, the port is in operation. So that means another 50% just got cut on delivery system of goods on those ports. We got 50% loss, 40% loss at the Panama Canal. We got an additional 50% on the ports. Now, this is not the same type of scenario we saw before where we had all the ships backed out into the ocean. I mean, you guys remember that? It should be a photo if I can find it. We'd covered that when we were seeing that, how everything slowed way down. Everything was backed up with all the barges, all the ships, loaded down with goods. Yeah. Fortunately for us, it doesn't look like this is going to happen, but it could. It could happen again. Just right here showing that it's only going to be half the percentage of workers working on this. So it slows down the shipping again. So what I want to encourage you guys to do is make sure that you are still prepping. Make sure that you are still stockpiling food. All right. First things first, my coffee. Now, I have discussed and done so many videos on preparing normal foods, canned goods and dry goods, learning how to Mylar. We've been showing you how to vacuum seal, how to Mylar food. We show you these things because it's one of the most cheapest and effective way of preparing for SHTF, having food on hand. Now, the next step, and which I encourage people to do, especially once you've already got a rotational stock in place, is long-term food storage. All right. We are affiliated with 4 Patriots. We're affiliated with a lot of the food companies because we use all of them. We stock up on all of them. But we always tell people get your normal foods first. You can get it at a fraction of a price compared to investing into the long-term food storage. But the long-term food storage, 25-year shelf life. All right. The cans that they just came out with is guaranteed 5 years freshness, up to 15 years if stored correctly. Stored correctly means keeping it in a dark location, nice and cool. Make sure you're not denting up your cans and things of that nature. But the freeze-dried food that Fort Patriot offers, 25 years shelf life. This here is freeze-dried beef. Yeah, that's meat. All right, it's all freeze-dried, lightweight as can be because it's freeze-dried. You know, they have all kind of different kits. They got the meat kits. They got, you know, the cans. I think it's the Ultimate Meat Medley kit, and you can purchase other packets and things like that. You can get 3 months supply. We've done videos on these things. A lot of these foods I've taken out in my outdoor camping videos and stuff, where I'm going out in the woods, and I just take some of these products and taste test them while I'm out there. You know, may as well test these things out while we can. Again, these are long-term food stores. They're pricey. You're paying for the packaging. You're paying for the process of freeze drying, because freeze dryers are very expensive. I don't have one. If I had one, I'd be freeze drying my own stuff, but I don't have one. So we stock up normal canned goods, normal dry goods, all right, rice, beans, canned food, vegetables, all these things. We Mylar them up, we put them away, they go in rotational stock. And then we talk about the long-term food stores, foods, okay? This stuff here is what we actually use to prepare our other family members, all right? I have family that doesn't live here. They're not preppers. They are concerned what's going on, but they're brand new into all this stuff. It was easier for me to purchase kits delivered to them that they could put away and hide in the closet, underneath the bed, whatever. I know that they have food. That food is good for 25 years. I know that they have food no matter what. And the same goes with water filtration. I mean, like my mother-in-law, we made sure that we hooked her up with water filtration, alternative power, so with generators, food. We want to make sure she has what she needs until we can arrive to extract her from her location if she's going through a major event in her area. That's just one example. You don't have to do what we do. You can do normal rotational stock foods, go buy that stuff and give to a loved one. Say, hey, here's some food. It's good for a few years. Just rotate it out. And you know those family members have food. Guys, please, with all these shortages that are going to be coming, in my opinion, again, my opinion, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm looking at. And as a prepper, I don't run in fear. You need to have food put back. You know, a lot of people on YouTube say 3 to 6 months of food. Me personally, I'm a prepper for multiple shit hits the fan scenarios. In other words, I'm not happy until I have several years worth of food. You know, rice and beans stored correctly, mylared up with an O2 absorber, you're talking 20 plus years. Yeah, you can put that much food back. Now, does it take a lot of room? Yes, it does. It really does. Does it take a lot of water? Yes. All these types of food, except for the canned goods, the freeze-dried, the number 10 cans, powdered cans, things like that, like Augason Farms, Nutrient Survival. We have stocks in those as well. We're affiliated with those guys too. That takes a lot of water to reconstitute that food. So you need to have water filtration, water storage. You need to have water on hand, because just because you have food, you have to have water to reconstitute, and also you need water in survival when eating food. Your body requires water intake to break down food in your body. A lot of people don't think about that. They only think about drinking water for, you know, you die of thirst in 3 days. You know, the rule of threes. And that just depends on what scenario you're in, your climate, things like that. Everybody's different, but that's a general rule. 3 days without water. You need to have water to eat food. Your body requires it to break down that food inside your body. So anyway, guys, I want to encourage you, put food back. If you're interested in the Fort Patriots foods, guys, we are affiliated. Of course, use our links. We make a small commissions off of sales. Doesn't cost you any more. We just get a percentage, a small commission fee of what y'all buy. We're always open about things. If you're not interested in long term, or you're just getting started, you're new to prepping, please get normal canned goods and dry goods, okay? Your normal canned goods have anywhere from a best buy date of 3 to 5 years. Just depends on what the product is. Now, if stored correctly, most of these foods last much longer than that, okay? Your dry goods, put in Mylar Seal these things up. They last so much longer. That's what I want to tell every new prepper to go to. All right. If you've been doing it for a while, or if you don't want to deal with rotational stock, you just want to have stocks on hand in case something major happens. Long-term food storage. It's already sealed up, ready to go. Buy it. Now, like for Patriots, they come in their own little cases. Slides right underneath the bed. Put it in a closet somewhere. You're fine. You don't have to worry about that stuff for 25 years. It's good. So, anyway, guys, please keep on prepping. I do foresee something major coming in our lifetime. When exactly? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just looking at the whole of everything going on with everything across the globe, what's going on in our own countries with farmland, fertilizer. All these things have been going on. We're looking at the push for the lab-grown meats, the push to take away your rights to raise your own crops, raise your own cattle. They want control of it. Now, will this control because of a natural disaster or man-made? I do not know. But as a prepper, we try to prepare for as many scenarios as possible. All right, guys. Speak to you later.